Assalamualaikum and welcome back to another lecture of OCM. We are on chapter number 6, that is social responsibilities of business. We have already studied about various social responsibilities of business towards various groups, such as we have studied that responsibility of a business towards its owners, towards its investors. Okay, so today we are going to study about various social responsibilities of a business towards its employees and government. What is social responsibility? To give you a small flashback, social responsibility is a concept of which refers to obligations of the business organizations towards its society. It refers to the duties that a business organization have to fulfill towards various interest groups. Like, we are conducting a business, we are surrounded by a lot of people: creditors, buyers, customers, employees, investors, owners, government. We have certain responsibilities towards each age groups, and these responsibilities are not related to our economic or technical grounds. If a business organization goes beyond its technical and economic reach for the benefit of the other interest groups, then it is called as social responsibilities of business towards various interest groups. According to Key Davis, social responsibility of business refers to the obligations of businessmen's decisions and actions beyond the firm's direct economic and technical interest. Just I said that same. So today we are going to study about social responsibilities towards employees. Who are employees? Employees are the people who work for us. They are our manforce. They are the backbone of any organization, because in order to work, in order to run a business, you need to have a good workforce. You need to have good employees with you. A good employee, it is better to have one good employee than 10 average employees. Also, it is very important to retain your employees, because employee turnover usually leads to reduction in profit of business. So in order to safeguard all these things, you need to retain your employees. You don't want to spend a lot of money on training, recruitment, selection all over again. So what do? You have certain responsibilities towards your employees. What are they? The very first is job security. An individual wants to work at a place which gives him job security. That means that he knows that his job is secure. Nobody is going to come out of blue and say you are fired out of no reason. You need to give them job security. If you want to remove them from your organization for certain period, for certain reasons, you need to give them a period notice. You need to give them some time, or you need to pay them some compensation, so that they feel that their job is secure. Like, a very great example we can see in today's scenario is, because of COVID-19 situation, a lot of companies have removed their employees, have shortened their workforce. So because of these tragic conditions, they have to remove their employees, but they are giving them job security. They are giving them 2 months or 3 months salary, so that they can find out another way of earning in those 2-3 months, and their livelihood is not affected. So you need to give your employees a job security. That is your social responsibility. Also, employees work with full dedication and concentration. If you give them commitment that their job is secured, even if they do mistakes, they will be analyzed and they will be corrected, and they will be given another chance. And this leads to increase in their morale and improvement in the loyalty towards the organization. The second responsibility of organizations towards employee is fair remuneration. An individual moves out of his house, out of his goes away from his family to earn his livelihood, to get good remuneration for the work that he is doing. Is also one of the basic principle of management, that you need to give your employees fair remuneration. This is your responsibility towards them, that they are working for your organization, they are giving their 100%, they should get fair compensation. There should not be any partiality in pay scale. There should not be any biased increment scheme running in an organization. Every employee should be given remuneration as per the work allotted to them, and not on the basis of your likeliness of the seniors or management. They should be given fair remuneration, so they should feel content that we are putting this much effort and we are getting this much in return. They should not feel exploited. So it is the responsibility of the organization. Sorry. The third point is health and safety measures. Business should provide good working conditions, sanitized working condition. Hygiene of the employees should be taken care of. The ventilation, the toilets, the washrooms should be clean and hygienic. People their workplace should be clean, sanitized, and hygiene friendly. Now in this situation, in COVID-19 situation, this has become the most integral part, but it has always been an integral part in the law of business. In business law, health and hygiene and health and safety measures, industrial law, mostly this point was always covered, that under industrial law there are separate laws for providing your employees with health and safety measures. They should be given proper working condition, their washroom facilities should be available, and clean and hygienic and sanitized washroom should be available. The place of working should be clean and hygienic. Also there should not be congestions and all those things. Also you can put a point of pollution over here. The organization should always try to minimize pollution in the organization and its premises. Safety equipment should be given to employees by it should be provided by the employer itself. Hand gloves, safety shoes, helmets, goggle, mask, etc. should be provided to the employees who are directly related to doing stuffs which have fear of being infectious. Okay, so this was health and safety measures. Another related point is good working condition. The employee should be provided with good working condition, such as adequate the lighting plays a very important role in increasing the productivity, because if it is too bright or too low, you won't feel like working in that space. The space should be according to the need of the employees. Adequate lighting should be done, ventilation should be done, drinking water facility should be done, and necessary steps should be taken to avoid air, water, and sound pollution. There should be proper working hours with lunch breaks and rest. There should be a place of what do you say, like a playroom in an organization is very important, because if employees get bored with the monotonous work and they need a breakthrough, they could go there and refresh their minds and come back in their break time. So these are the good working conditions. These are the responsibilities of good working condition in providing healthy and safety environment to the employees by the organization. The next is recognition of trade unions. Trade unions are formed by employees to put up their voice, to put up their demands or their suggestions unanimously in a union, in a group. So employers should not discourage formation of trade unions. They should encourage and recognize the trade union. They should make one. They should always listen to the pleas and pleas and the suggestions and the feedbacks and the demands of the trade union master, and they should not follow the policy of divide and rule. They should uh, sort things out, and they should always sort the problems of the workers by conducting talks or by giving them remunerations or by negotiations, etc. Okay, next point is education and training. Yes, they are working for your organization and they should work as per your requirements, so you should always provide them with training, education and training. There must be employees who were fresher when they joined you, and they are uh, in need of more training and education, so it is the responsibility of the organization to provide with them education. Like, I'll give you one example. Reliance group of companies provides its employees with free admission in institutes like Wellinger for their post graduation degrees, or they pay their fees on behalf of their employees, so that the employees, they work and study along with it, and uh, get the benefits of it. The organization should make every possible attempt to educate and train their employees. The methods of training depends on the types of job. And then, like for example, if the job needs refresh training, or if the job needs a higher level of training, that depends on the conditions. So it and training should always be done so that employees are updated with the latest development, and they are uh, tend to work with the changes in the technological and other environment. So training makes employees confident, and it also increases their efficiency. So the organization should always strive to train and educate their employees continuously. The next is workers' participation in management. Like, trade unions are for putting forward their demands and suggestions. You should also allow them to initiate. Principle of initiative. You should always allow your employees to initiate, or you should allow them to give ideas or take part in the management by forming workers committee. Suggestion schemes, profit sharing can be encouraged by management. It will raise their morale and give them a sense of belongingness. True, if you give your employees their ideas a preference, if you consider what they want to put forward, they will be more loyal towards you. They will feel a sense of belongingness towards the organization and will tend to work very hard to fulfill your expectations. So workers' participation in management is very necessary. You cannot say them, no, you are my worker, you have to do whatever I say. You have no right to speak. You cannot treat your workers as bonded laborers or anything like that. There should be two-way communication. You should always listen to the suggestions and ideas and work on it, so that they work for you even more efficiently. Okay, that is another responsibility of the organization towards its employees. Promotion and career options. Business should offer adequate opportunities of promotion to the talented employees. They should give proper information about qualifications, skills, and experience required to obtain promotion. It will increase awareness among employees, and they will also be motivated to take efforts. What does it mean? Like, employees are working in your organization, and they are working in your organization for a long time, and they want to improve, they want to get promoted, they want an increment in their salary, they want an increment in their status, they want an increment in their designation. So you should always be clear that if you what are the guidelines of promotion, what are the guidelines of increment, so that the employees tend to work very hard to fulfill those guidelines and achieve their promotion. And you, on the part of the employer, it is your duty to give them that promotion and not make any false promise, and do their increment if they fulfill the requirements of increment and promotion. So what will happen if you give them proper promotion and career opportunities? They will not move to another organization for better salary and promotion. They will tend to work in your organization only and prosper. Okay, then proper grievance procedure, like there should be proper grievance procedure to handle employees complaints. All queries should be sorted quickly, and the employees must feel satisfied. Investigations and necessary actions should be taken to settle their grievances. What is it? There should be proper grievance procedure to handle employees complaints. Like trade unions will put forward certain complaint, so there should be grievance procedure. You should not only hear their problems, you should also solve their problem, and their queries should be sorted quickly. They should feel satisfied with the decision taken by the organization, and the decision should not be merely based on assumptions. It should be done after investigations, and necessary actions should be taken to settle the disputes. Okay, so they'll feel that the organization is working in their interest, and the organization is interested in in their issues and is ready to solve their issues. Okay, so these were the various responsibilities of an organization towards its employees, which involves grievances, proper grievances, workers participation in management, then initiatives, that is one and the same thing, then providing fair remuneration, then job security. All these things were various responsibilities towards employees. Now, another interest group which have direct connection with the business organization is government. Government regulates the business activities in our country. Government is the soul and whole of all the decision making, how a business should be run, what are the requirements of forming a business, what are the conditions of doing trade. The Indian Companies Act is itself a part of like how a company is formed. Everything is mentioned in that act, and that act is regulated by the government. So government have direct relation with the business. So there are certain responsibilities of business towards government also. What are they? First is the first responsibility of government towards is of organization towards government is timely payment of taxes. Most important, very important. The taxes, the income tax, the sales tax, every kind of tax should be paid by the business organization on time. There should not be any cheating, there should not be any hiding of profits, or there should not be any hiding of income by the organization in order to reduce tax. They should not cheat tax, and they should always pay necessary tax, so that the government use the money of tax in order to build infrastructure, in order to improve the standard of living of people, which in turn is going to help the organization itself to expand or prosper. The government imposes various taxes like sales tax, income tax, wealth tax, and the organization should pay these taxes from time to time. It would be very difficult for the government to undertake development projects without availability of funds. If you do not pay tax, you are working in a country, you are using its natural resources, you are using its workforce, then you should give that government something in return, so that they can undertake projects of development of their country. Then second point is observing rules and regulations. If you are working in if you are forming a business organization, a joint stock company in India, you have to follow all the rules and regulations of Indian Companies Act. Then you should fully comply with the rules and regulations formed by the government. Changing rules and regulations of the government from time to time. You should follow licensing policies. Then you should always do your operation legally and not violate the rules and regulations of the government. You should conduct business in a lawful manner, in an ethical manner, and should not uh, take advantage of the flaws or anything else. Earning foreign exchange, the government expects the organization to earn foreign exchange for them by exporting goods. So you, if you are a business organization, you should not only import raw materials or goods from outside, because importing goods and raw material will lead to moving of currency out of the country. Instead, you should always export goods to other countries so that their currency comes in India, and that will be beneficial for the government, and that will be beneficial for the economic conditions of a country. The government expects organization to earn foreign exchange by exporting goods. It requires this exchange, foreign exchange, for importing various goods, valuable and important products. If you are exporting your uh, daily necessity products to countries like USA or UK, your government is going to earn foreign exchange, that is dollars or euros or any such currency which have a good market condition, good market standing. That currency would be used by the government to import uh, necessary goods from UK and USA. So it helps to developing countries to become a developed countries. Foreign exchange plays a very important role. So who is going to bring foreign exchange in a country? The business organization, and it is related to government. That is why it is one of the responsibility of the business organization towards government. The next is economic development. Just I said, if you are going to earn foreign exchange for the government, it will help in developing the economy of the government. The government sets various targets for the balanced and rapid economic development. The business organization should help and cooperate with the government in fulfilling those development. Implementing socio-economic policies, the government expects cooperation and help from the business sector in implementing socio-economic programs and policies. Socio-economic, that means related to society and related to money. The organization should not only focus on profiteering and should maintain a balance of socio-economic policies. If a government is implementing certain policies, it is the duties of the organizations to help him in doing so. Suggestions to the government, the business organization, internally the business organization takes suggestions from its employees. So externally, business organization gives suggestions to the government. So if a government is framing some important policies or some policies related to business, that is industrial policy or export import policy or licensing policy, etc., so the government will consult the top players, the top business organization, and it is their responsibility to suggest the government which policy will be beneficial for the company, for the country, and which won't be beneficial for the country. Such suggestions are helpful for framing organization friendly policies. No favors. The organization should ask for no favor from the government. They should not ask the government to pass tenders or give them projects, or for by bribing them or doing unfair practices. It is against the business ethics, and it is one of the responsibility of the business to avoid taking favors from the government. The next is contributing to government treasury. The commercial organization must contribute the funds to the government during the emergencies and natural calamities like floods, earthquakes, etc. Very basic example, PM Care Fund, which is running right now by uh, our Prime Minister for COVID-19 situation. They have made a PM Care Fund, and big short companies like Paytm or TikTok, they are donating to these PM Care Funds so that the country make proper health conditions to fight COVID-19. So they need money, so they are raising fund, and who is contributing to these funds? Business organization. It is one of the responsibility of the business organization to contribute to the government treasury. That's it. These were the various responsibilities of business towards employees and governments. Thank you.